What up? What up? Welcome to the Daily Drip. And you see this guy's face. What's going on?
What up? What up, world? What up?
All right. All
Welcome
right.
back, man. On a solo,
Yo,
not so
yo.
solo trip. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
Jim, we gave Jim a break tonight. We told her, go ahead, kick your feet up, relax. Uh, this week's workload was a little heavy. But we outside, baby.
Now
So,
she hit
man,
me up. So she may or may not. Who knows? But she was traveling all around. So I ain't gonna
yeah.
I ain't gonna hold her. So if she do, she do. She don't, she don't. She'll fly into the background and then we'll bring her on. She could spectate because she ain't do no parts of the show notes or nothing. So yeah. But
We
a
remain
part of
proud of
this,
our sister. Yes.
exactly. So what we want to say is welcome to the Daily Drip Show. Here we provide you with the news that you can use and hopefully a little things that you can do with the information that we give to you. So with that, I'm gonna introduce myself. My name is Cash is Pay. And my man right here is who?
Plain Dane, favorite
Right.
co-host. Uh, quick background for those who've never been on our situation before. I have a background in risk management. People may call it insurance, and a little bit of some entrepreneurial spirited things. I have a lot of projects in the works. I also do film and photography, script writing, media management, just to name a few of the things. We wear a lot of hats, even though I am bald. Yeah, thank you guys for coming back on our regulars. What up, Caboodles? Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
I like Caboodles 309.
All right.
What up? All right.
Yeah. Okay. So we got a lot of different things that we're gonna talk on, maybe across the ocean, across the pond, and then in your backyard. So let's go ahead and get into it real quick. What we talking about overall? Trust is busted. So we just go ahead and get into it. Across the ocean, the UK Prime Minister just quit. And over here, only talking about 1 in 5 Americans still trust in the federal government. So that's already another thing that we're going to get into. So no, it's not in your head. The whole thing is wobbling. So let's go ahead and let me pull up this first. We'll talk about that.
Let's get into it. You already look nervous. Look at him.
He's real nervous.
He's real
I inherited a Labour Party that was politically, financially, and morally bankrupt. I was told time and time again that my party was finished, that we were consigned to history, that a majority at the general election, let alone a landslide majority, was impossible. But we proved those people wrong. The question my party is asking now is whether I am best placed to lead us into the next general election. I have heard the answer of my parliamentary party to that question, and I accept that answer with good grace. Every decision I've taken has been about putting the country I love first. That is why I will resign as leader of the Labour Party. I have spoken to His Majesty the King this morning to inform him of my decision. I will ask the National Executive Committee of the Labour Party to set out a timetable with nominations opening on the 9th of July and completed by the summer recess. In the case of a contest, this will ensure a new leader is in place before Parliament returns in September. And when I leave the biggest job in the country, I shall spend more time on the most important job, being the best husband I can to my fantastic wife, Vic, who has been a rock by my side through good times and
Oh
bad.
shit, he about to cry.
We
and
can
shit.
pause it.
And being the
We can
best
pause
dad
it.
I can.
Yeah,
my
we can
beautiful-
go ahead. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, sad ass concession speech. Whatever.
All right.
The seats are just shifting on the Titanic over there. That's basically all I'm hearing. And he's hurrying up and abandoning the ship right along with the rats at this point. So instead of helping his beloved country, as he put it, he wants to do what's best for his country, and that's become a loving husband. And then why you even join the fight then? What was the point?
Yeah, so let's bring that over into our side of the pond, and go ahead and let's talk about the trust that is eroding, and bring it closer to home, regardless of what political sphere that you're in. Obviously, if you not living under a rock, and or you don't have mom and daddy's trust fund, shit is getting real out here. A little too real. So go ahead and get into it and try to segue from the prime minister's speech over to what we are experiencing here.
Absolutely. What we're experiencing here is that everybody's right and nobody's wrong in the political sphere. And that's the biggest problem right there. We got a Senate that can't make a decision to save his life. Everybody is scared to say yay or nay to certain things. And of course, while gas prices is actually the per barrel is somewhat going down, those who actually got their thumb on the button that can actually say, let's lower some of this shit, they're not doing that. So this trust is going across the board, not just over in the UK, it's definitely here. We got the war looming over us. We have no trust in how our commander in chief is going to handle that. It's a peace treaty every 10 minutes being drawn up. Nobody's signing that shit. Or if they do sign it, they bomb it anyway. So it don't even matter. So trust is going to always be on the forefront of everybody's minds, right? I can't recall a time that I actually fully trusted anything that had to do with government. What do I trust? Me. That's who. On my Tony Montana. Because if you're not feathering your own nest, you're gonna always be in a mess. That's my motto. Am I wrong for thinking that way? Let me know.
Don't ask me that question because I don't trust nobody and nothing. So what I want to make sure is that we tie in this article from The Hill and it's from Sophie Brams, saying trust in the federal government is at an all-time low based on the poll. Let's see if we can pull in the headlines here. Oh, well, that pull in something else. It's one of the reasons that the trust is low. So,
and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
The workmanship of this plane is, when you see it, you won't believe it, actually. The quality of woods, the quality of the materials, the quality of the engines. These engines are the
and it was very affordable.
Very affordable. One of the best planes ever.
Okay, yeah, that the real swamp right here.
Yeah.
Right
to the pool.
Yeah, so public trust is what it says. Public trust has reached its lowest level in more than 2 decades. So we got somebody working on some high grade territory here. Some unfettered space, worse than Richard Nixon, even in some cases, right? So we'll get here. And it says the poll released Wednesday found that 25% of registered voters said that they generally trust the federal government, compared to 74% that said that they don't, and 1% saying that they're unsure. So that's down 32% from the 2 previous summers. That's a big giant jump from 2 summers.
Oh yeah.
And that was going around with the president that nobody's seen. That was, in the, not in the great beyond, but maybe in his mind a little bit. So now we're into today's territory.
Right. And let's be honest, we got a media that's basically profiting off of doom and gloom, especially with this particular president that we know that they don't like, not to mention the slippery slope that we're on with the war. So, and then not to mention, gas prices that people really, really just started caring about. So a lot of that stuff is adding to it, fuel to the fire. It's not like the media is not telling you to, hey, maybe we need to look at this a different way. It's like, no, he's terrible, he sucks, we don't like him. So it feeds into the fear mongering that's already going on, but at the same time, he's not helping either. When we got an ally to do whatever the hell they want to do. So it makes sense to be in the situation that we're in, especially amongst voters. Of course, they're not going to trust what's going on because we can't even trust what he says is going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen from day to day, especially if you turn on the TV and you get another speech about how well things are going with negotiations. So makes sense to me. What up, Joe? My man just stepped in the building. What's going on?
What's going on, Joe? So as we got the segue, we got people that that we rock with coming in. We're gonna go ahead and segue over to Puerto Rico. All right, so part of this is we're trying to look at, is Puerto Rico going to become the next Hawaii? And why would we say that? Right now there's really a low grade undertone of people stating that there is a water crisis. Water crisis, you say? Like Flint, kinda, right? And why aren't you hearing about this? That's the main thing. So we'll get into it in a two-layered approach here when it comes down to the brass tacks of it. So we'll go with, what people heard, what they talking about, what they said first. Let me know if you can see it. Can you see it?
I see it.
All right.
Shortage right now?
Well, no, I didn't actually.
The entire country of Puerto Rico. Did you hear Puerto Rico is at a water shortage right now?
Well, no, I didn't actually.
The entire country of Puerto Rico is a water shortage. And
like fresh water?
50% of their water reserves have been drained, has been lost in the last 19 years. 50%.
How's it being lost? What does that mean?
Due to negligence. This was something, unfortunately, that it's been a long time coming. If the history of Puerto Rico, real quick. So America gained Puerto Rico as a territory after the Spanish-American War in 1898. They won Puerto Rico from Spain after the Spanish-American War. And so 1898 is right before the 20th century. So the first half of the 20th century, just like America does, it's all about extracting resources. They gave all these huge tax breaks and tax shelves to all these companies. Mm-hmm. So guess what? There's no tax money going to the Puerto Ricans. They're paying poverty wages. So underdevelopment of Puerto Rico. And a lot of the infrastructure has been crumbling for a while. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is this has been a long time coming. Not only that, America created a proposal to where there is a committee that controls the politics and the resources of Puerto Rico, independent of their own elected officials. So they have their own elected officials, but America has appointed elected officials that oversee
So they big homies.
Yes. Sound like colonizing shit to me.
In layman's terms.
Crazy.
No, that's insane.
In layman's terms.
It's funny that you say that.
I'll go ahead and close that out, let you get into it a little bit. But, at this point, like your feed, it says Puerto Rico is the new Hawaii. That's kind of cute, right? But the fine print kind of says, if you're rich, it's a tax haven. But if you're local, it's displacement. Kind of reminds me of, places that we used to grow up. And it's called, was it gentrification?
Yeah. Yeah, same. I mean, you can even tie that right on in to the Chicago situation surrounded by, Obama's library, the displacement of those people there because of the tax hikes. But what I've heard a lot about Puerto Rico from those who visit quite often, I mean, a lot of my friends, they don't leave the resorts, but I do have a really good friend who has family there, right? Biggest complaint is the trash situation over there is horrendous. They don't know what to do with their trash. Of course, our beloved president went on a tangent about it probably less than a year ago about, how filthy and dirty Puerto Rico is. What are they doing about the trash? It's been an ongoing joke, but it's really real. Like they, it's kind of sad because again, it's underdeveloped. We run it, but we're not putting any money in there. And yes, it is definitely a tax shelter for the rich. And it's a playground for those who got some money because you can go over there. I mean, they got every store you could think of on the resorts. They got casinos. Whatever.
I mean, I know some people that's getting to it in Puerto Rico, but it's very far and in between. When you go up into the mountainous region, there's people that have farms, land, all kind of stuff.
Yeah. I got a coworker that built the house out there.
Exactly, because you can when it's cheap, in some parts. It's become a resort for a lot of people. So in this case, the influencer here, the content that they were selling us was that it's a tropical paradise plus a tax break, but not a home. All right. And not stability for the locals either, because people run in and out. Let's see what he pulls up here. He says, Puerto Rico is interesting. Have y'all looked at the Times? They voted to become the 51st state. Mad corruption out there is wild. I really don't know if I trust the fact that it would be a vote from the people to become the 51st state, because at that point they're definitely getting taxed. They're definitely getting displaced, and people definitely gonna move from Florida and wreck shop on all over the space, because then the real corruption is gonna get into it.
Not to mention all the sugar houses they got over there and different, man, it's all types of stuff going on in Puerto Rico. People are making a lot of money out there, So if you got some money, it might be a paradise.
Yeah. So, deregulation and special incentives, it attracts the capital that we're talking about. And then people build the compounds. So that's what comes in, those luxury projects. Again, not stability for the locals. All right. So what does it bring in when we have people coming around and all this touristy shit going on? People say, oh man, I looked around here. And was it last week that Ivanka said, we have this island now and we looked and said it was beautiful. We're going to build a resort here. Right. So what comes along with that? People go, hey, shit, I live here. Then it means rising rents, tourism first zoning that comes, all around the edges of the island. So then the people got to live in the middle and shit where the trash heaps is going to be at. Mm-hmm. And then we can talk about the project, right? Project Essentia a little bit. So after where this lady's gonna talk about, but the branding turns whole neighborhoods into resorts. Sounds a little familiar. Feels a little familiar for those who live in urban areas. Yeah. All right, let me go ahead and hit this play button. Oh man, the whole stadium.
Hey, yo, Brooklyn, how you doing?
Puerto Rico. Let's talk about now that we all have your attention on the water crisis happening in Puerto Rico. Let's talk about Project Essentia. Project Essentia is a proposed mega luxury development in Cabo Rojo, spanning roughly 1,500 acres of Puerto Rico's southwestern coast. The multi-billion-dollar project, backed by international investors,
she doesn't even go here,
would include luxury hotels, residences, golf courses, and other amenities aimed at high-end tourism. Supporters argue it'll create jobs and boost the local economy. But many Puerto Ricans, environmental groups, and organizations clearly oppose it. They argue it could displace local communities, put additional pressure on already limited water resources, increase privatization of coastal areas that are protected by law, and threaten sensitive ecosystems that many believe that should be protected. For many Puerto Ricans, this isn't just about one development. It's about a larger pattern of outside investments trying to reshape the island, all while locals struggle with housing affordability affordability, infrastructure issues, and access to natural resources like the beach. That's why you've seen protests not only in Puerto Rico, but all over the diaspora, like here in New York City. Puerto Rico no se vende. Puerto Rico is not for sale. If you care about protecting our land, our beaches, and our communities, follow at Defiende Cabo Rojo, sign the petition, share this video, repost this video, and keep talking about Project Esencia. We need to keep talking about this stuff. The more eyes on stuff like this, the harder it is to ignore. Now that we all have your attention on the water crisis happening.
All right, there we go. So,
a place surrounded by water is having a water crisis.
Well, I mean, you can do desalinization and stuff like that. So, I mean, but that's getting into some sciencey stuff. But you have to have the infrastructure for all of that.
Right.
But yeah, bringing it back to the money though, that's really what what we trying to get at with the tourism first zoning and all of that. Right, a day in the life versus reality. What's going to happen for the people that are on this island? It's going to be much like Caribbean, right, where it's all tourism work, bunch of noise, bunch of people getting crowded out, culture getting flipped. We already know that. It'll be the Super Bowl type of thing where people were like, why are people speaking different language when I'm walking up in here? What are you doing? Like,
right.
This is Puerto Rico, right? Puerto, a port of.
This ain't what richness. I spend my money to see. I spend my money to get on the golf course. Me and Gerald, Jacob, and Fred, we all about to hit the golf course. Who the hell is these rice farmers over here? Like, they're gonna put sick little labels on the people. Who is these icy cup salesmen? Because what's gonna happen is, like you said, everything's gonna be more so geared towards the tourism. It's not gonna have anything to do with the locals, And the end of the day, Brooklyn become too expensive for the regulars to even stay there, and then they got to paddle somewhere else. It's sick, man.
It reminds me of the earthquake / fires that happened over in Hawaii, and people got displaced there. So Puerto Rico isn't becoming the next Hawaii, really, not for anybody or everybody. In this case, it's just for the wealthy. So if you're wealthy and you're wealthy enough to hover above the fallout, it's all for you.
We basically a year and a half away from $10 milk, like Hawaii.
Yeah, in Puerto Rico, yeah,
Puerto Rico,
because the regulation is going to come where you have to buy milk out of the carton. You won't be able to buy it directly from a farmer because the FDA is going to overregulate, all that kind of stuff.
We don't know what's going on. It's a water shortage. We don't know what the cows are drinking. Drink our milk. You know what I mean? So it's coming. It's coming. It's just a cash grab. It always is.
Right.
Beautiful country when it's cleaned up, and I don't see why. I mean, it's again, all these complaints, all this protesting. You got many a millionaire that's sitting there talking about we need to do something about this. But if it don't further their cause or big up their names, ain't nobody going over there doing nothing. They're gonna buy a condo in Esencia or try to put some money towards that canal for the $575,000. Whatever they selling it for. So keep your eyes on this, be vigilant, pray for Puerto Rico, some good people over there. Like I said, I got a friend that go over there. His family has homes over there. I don't know what the hell's going to happen in their situation because, it starts at the southern tip. It's going to expand inland. You
said prayers up to Puerto Rico, right?
Yes,
I'm gonna do one of those familiar ones. Speaking of prayers up.
Yeah.
Supreme Court says a Rastafari man can't sue a Louisiana prison for cutting his locks. If any of you are familiar with Rastafari, the hair is definitely a part of the religion. All right. So Congress Congress looked at a stack of unfinished bills. And one of those bills came due for the Rastafari. And then they cut them locks. So the Supreme Court told the Rasta that he can't even sue the U.S. government over religious rights. I'm just waiting to see if they have that same energy for religion that ain't black. That's just the crux of it.
You already know.
Yeah, there's a couple of other religions that have hair too. Like goodness, it's not Polynesian. They just have long hair. But over on the east, like East Asian, I see what.
Damn, it's on tip of my tongue.
It's not Hindu. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I do know that there's that in a form of Islam too, right? I have to look it up. I don't want to.
In Islam, they wear the head wraps, so you don't even see their hair, you know. But bottom line is that
Samoa.
Yeah. It's just kind of interesting that you can't even say certain things in regards to certain people of a certain religious sect, but you can cut off the hair of a Rastafarian. Their whole religion is backed by the roots of their hair. Their power is in their strands of hair. It's crazy. Like
that's even a biblical thing anyway, that was told. Okay, but here, let me go ahead and hit this up and we'll get into it.
Today, but none of them were blockbuster rulings that many were expecting. We still have yet to hear a decision on birthright citizenship, which impacts millions, or on transgender athletes in women's sports. Scripps News legal affairs correspondent Abijoy Burnett joins me now live from Washington. And Abijoy, the U.S. Supreme Court did issue a flurry of opinions today. So did anything catch your eye?
Yeah, there were some opinions that were issued today, 5 of them. In one case that caught my eye, it comes out of the state of Louisiana. There was a man who was incarcerated there in a state facility, and he practices Rastafarianism. He actually had permissions from the state to be able to keep his locks while he was incarcerated. But once he switched facilities, there was an official in one of the new facilities who didn't want to look at the paperwork that he had that allowed him to keep his locks, and he was held down and his locks were cut off. So this case made it all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court. And then we had a decision in this matter today where the justices in their 6-3 decision said an individual cannot be held liable in their personal capacity. So this was a loss for that person who was incarcerated, and their locks ended up being cut off pretty much. This is a case that didn't really have to do with the issue of his locks, but more so whether someone who is an agent of a state, someone who works in a prison facility, for example, should be able to be sued in their personal capacity.
Yeah, I'll let you go ahead and chime in if you ready.
Yeah. So Hinduism is the religion we were speaking towards, where hair is a huge deal within the religion. But this is just, I mean, it's egregious. Not to mention, like, it's just pure damn laziness. So we wouldn't even read that man's paperwork. Like, you gotta
that's some bullshit.
You gotta see what they even charged with, you know, in certain prisons, even know where to place certain prisoners when they arrive. You know, if you got people that's great folks, they gotta be in the cell block with those particular offenders, right? So nobody thought to look over this.
Or if you're supposed to be segregated from general population. Now you just in here.
It could be a witness, you know, to a crime. It has to be separated. There could be some gang affiliation. There's so much stuff that's embedded in this paperwork when you head to someone's prison. Why wouldn't somebody just take the time to look it over? So to me, it sounds to me like somebody pretty much had a bone to pick with him about him just being him. Hint, hint, if you get what I'm saying. And said, F that. We gonna do what we want to do because you in our prison. You know, and that hair, you can come in here, but that hair not coming in here. You know, I feel like
the hair gonna be outside. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was a form of control. It was whatever ism you could stick in there. It definitely was there. Because again, if he was, like you said, different nationality, different outcome.
Yeah, so the basics of this case for all of y'all is that the Rastafarian plaintiff is blocked from suing. So that's what the Supreme Court is doing, is protecting its own. So if you looked at the technical grounds, It just is a big old statement of saying that you don't count. And that's how I could probably explain it. So the courts, like, they historically bend over backwards for certain official, we'll say, just white-coated types of religions.
Right.
What this precedent might mean for other faiths, spiritual practices, and indigenous beliefs is a different thing. So you have to ask, if this was a evangelical case, would the door have been slammed this fast?
Right. Or if
I mean, I know rosters. I know people who have hair for religious purposes, and it means a lot. It means a lot. It's not a special thing or anything like that. It's a part of who they are.
Right. It's an identity. Like, you basically cut off that man's identity. So the way I'm looking at it is, I mean, this case gets more attention. He's going to definitely get a huge payout for this, but it's deeper than that. You know,
how he gonna get a payout? They said he can't sue at the Supreme Court level.
They're gonna, if it gets enough attention, you know, they could get gifts. You can get it. You know, they, like I said, I've seen people do, you know, money grabs for less right now. You know, I just feel like, if anything, he should definitely get some donations to further his cause. You know, hopefully he puts up a GoFundMe or something like that. Like I said, we'll raise money for stupid stuff. This is something definitely that man needs attention. He needs his due. You know, and if anything, I say, if any money get raised, it definitely better be towards some sort of legislation to bring more attention to this, because that was just sick.
I mean, it's going to get shot down according to this, because now we're setting precedent. So when the courthouse keeps locking the door for some religions and then swinging it wide open for others, is no longer neutrality. And that's really, like, I'm a centered type of person. I'm centered in my approach, my thinking. This to me is not center. It's really hierarchy in a row, which is not what I would say our founding fathers intend when they say you have a right to religion.
Right.
So, yeah.
Guess what? If he was Islamic, they would stick him in the pie with all with those who practice the same religion that he does. But because Rastafarian is, you know, it's not. I haven't heard of it. Yeah, it's very niche. You don't hear about it being big in the prison system. You know what I mean? It gave them the green light to kind of disregard it. That's the way it's looking. We'll be keeping an eye on this one, but definitely egregious the way this man was treated. Definitely. And speaking of egregious, I'm gonna do my little segue. We are going to make our way over to another blunder, if you will. Pretty much going into how Congress has been operating. All right, do we have that ready for us?
Not quite. I appreciate you trying to fast forward the shit out of me on this.
That wasn't me fast forwarding. That was me doing my segue shit. I was calling myself trying to help carry the load a little bit. If we could.
Right.
See that? Yeah. I be trying to help hoes.
Oh wow.
That's an old one. Okay. Old inside joke amongst me and my man's Cash's pay. That's kind of how he got his name. No, I'm just playing.
From hoes? Because I be paying hoes.
He be helping hoes. He call it help. We call it financial advice. No, I'm just playing.
Wow. Okay.
Happy Friday, everybody. What up, those that's in the chat? Like and subscribe. If you guys have been sitting here, you know, please, you know, join in on the conversation. Oh yeah. Ooh, check out the. Speaking of helping, I'll shut up.
No, don't do that.
I ain't gonna
please.
Do that.
All right. Yeah. So Congress looked at a stack of unfinished bills, a shaky economy, and said, you know what? You know what this needs right here? All this, it needs a vacation. That's what it needs, right? Yeah,
That's what
so
it
let's
needs.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Was it?
We got
You
work
remember
to do.
Flintstones when it's time to clock out, they go ahead and punch it on that bird or whatever.
Yeah. I don't care how much rocks need to be broke. They'll be there tomorrow. That's the attitude.
Exactly. So let's get into it.
Growing among lawmakers as major legislation on housing, elections, and the Iran war remain in limbo. But many in Congress are already skipping town for the 4th of July. Later today, President Trump will head to the Washington Hilton, by the way, for the first time since the shooting outside the White House Correspondents' Dinner, to speak with faith leaders there. It comes as the showdown between the president and his own party is heating up. News Nation White House correspondent Libby Dean is live at the White House for us. Libby, good morning to you. The president is facing another delay on his push to pass this SAVE Act. What's the latest?
Good morning, Marky. So House GOP leaders canceled votes scheduled for today, and Speaker Johnson is assuring President Trump that the House will be back on Monday. So we'll see a long weekend there, but still a major roadblock remains with the Senate already gone for the 4th of July recess. They aren't scheduled to return for votes until July 13th. This means key pieces of legislation, they will remain unfinished for weeks, including that elections overhaul bill, President Trump's Save America Act. President Trump has refused to sign a bipartisan housing bill until that act, the SAVE Act, is passed. So in turn, that is stalled the housing bill. There's also legislation on defense spending and a major funding bill on the line here. GOP hardliners, though, saying they will vote those down until the SAVE Act passes. Just like the president has previously supported these tactics to advance the SAVE Act, even used them himself, but he's striking this different tone in this post on Truth Social, writing that House Republicans should unify, stop voting down rules, threatening to do so, no more grandstanding, even adding a please there at the end from the president. And that post, Marky, came after his meeting with House Speaker Mike Johnson here at the White House yesterday, an hours-long meeting. And Johnson says President Trump does not want to see any kind of congressional blockade that we're seeing, but we're likely not to see any real movement until the Senate returns, which we've got some time until that, Marky.
We've got some time as they take 4th of July holiday break.
So what's your initial thoughts on
SAVE Act? Military spending. We'll deal with that shit after the sparklers, right? We ain't got time to be looking at that. My take is I feel like nobody is taking any of this stuff seriously. I think we've talked about this before, about how, we really need it. When Congress goes on vacation and people leave, the damn check should stop right along with it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. Y'all going on vacation, cool, without pay.
But half of them don't, more than half don't need it at this juncture anyway.
Right.
That's why they could give two shits. And that is the true issue in this. So they're going to head off to recess while key legislation are hold on.
Yeah, bills need to be passed, discussions need to be had on the floor. We'll talk about that after I put on these white shorts and t-shirts and go kick it with the family. We can celebrate all these American holidays, but we don't give a damn about America. That's just the way it's looking. It's disgusting. But how do you penalize these millionaires? That's the major question. But yeah, a bunch of clowns in Congress. I wish I could get paid to mess things up. Right, Joe. I'm with you on that one. Wouldn't that be fun to just get paid to just ruin shit? I think one of the funniest things I saw was Pelosi basically, talking about how Elon Musk is imaginary trillions that he just got. No one should be that rich. Everybody like, what? hell do you mean? No one should be that rich. No one should be that inept to still be in Congress. All these damn rhinos. That's it. We can go on this one. Let me see what's going on with my man's. I think he's having some technical difficulties. This happens from time to time here.
Okay, I should be good now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you.
All right, sweet. Yeah, but yeah, what was I can't remember what I was saying.
No, just talking about how the hell
they were extra rich, right? Is that where they don't need?
Yeah. Don't do that no more. Like, what do you do to those people that's already balling? Like, you can't hurt them financially. The only thing we can do is vote their asses out, get them rid of them. That's really it.
Yeah, and then they'll become lobbyists. So that's how that'll work. Because honestly, there's a real disconnect here. You know, it's the DC pace versus real life urgency on prices, housing, and wages. It's a real big gap that's there. Lobbyists and donors don't take a recess, right? They influence always. In the deals, they're going to keep on moving. So nothing gets done, we'll say that in quotations, right? But it's also going to feed a record low trust loop that's going on right now. So the Fed blunder world is your government. And, you know, it's a 5-alarm fire, but you're going to do that on a 3-day weekend.
Right.
So they also going to ask for your vote on the way out when they take this vacation. Vote for May.
Vote for May. And like Byron Donald said recently, he said, man, they suck, all of them. He said, no one can get anything done. No one's trying to get anything done. He said, you got weak Democrats and you got weak Republicans.
Weak leadership, yeah.
Their leadership itself sucks right now. And I couldn't agree more. There is no urgency. Like you said, it's two different worlds we living in. It's the world of we'll get around to it because we're paid to pretty much drag our feet anyways. And then it's the rest of us who gets to watch from outside at the gas pump, pissed off because we got to fill up a tank with $60 when just several months ago we were spending $25, $30. So that's where we are.
So, you know, the what I wanted to do is segue out of it because, you know, we keep taking L's here, but we got somebody who got a win out of a bad situation. So it's a person by the name of Micah Washington, right? And they filed a lawsuit against the city of Reform and the officer Dana Elmore over a 2023 incident that gained widespread attention online. So I'm gonna put it up and let me see if they show certain things, and I might have to cut it down. But it ain't gonna take long for you to get the gist of why he got that money. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it up. That's a taser, so then that should be okay. Oh, hold on. I could know. Let me go ahead and rewind it here. Can you hear it?
Yeah. I ain't doing shit, but I got gun right there. I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah.
Too happy.
Oh yeah, I'm not, oh my God!
Fuck up.
Okay, down. Oh my fault. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Already handcuffed, right?
Yeah.
You want it again?
No, man.
Shut the fuck up. You was big and bad. Shut your bitch ass up.
Wow.
Yeah. Right.
Wow.
Right.
That unibrow was not playing her big. Do you want to play a game? Face ass. Damn. It makes perfect sense. Get paid, young. Get paid. That is ridiculous. Handcuffed and laying on top of
already handcuffed with, with what you got, what you protect yourself with. But she was very, very happy, as if she hit the lotto.
Right.
When she tried to shock the coins out his ass.
I wonder who was filming. Was that another cop standing there?
Who knows?
Yeah, I was wondering.
But welcome to the evil world, where the justice system isn't a system about justice. It's also about full-blown explosions, we'll say, in the content category. Right. So we'll have viral lawsuits as social media episodes, and people will follow these cases like reality TV.
Pretty much.
Yep. So you suing not to just win, but to go viral, to raise money and publish enemies. So it kind of blurs the line between seeking justice and running a campaign. Yep.
What you got on my scat pack?
Exactly. When a courtroom becomes a stage, the question stop being who's right. It turns into who can perform as a better lawyer. And so, that's why I'm against some cases being on broadcast and all of that. It brings a different thing. Why even have the stenographers? Why even have the people that draw the portraits and everything, right? That's a tradition of hundreds of years. When people gonna go chat, what they say in the courtroom today, chat, all that kind of shit.
I remember the world of sealed dockets. I remember people having cases that you would never hear about because it was so much going on. You couldn't reveal it to the public. Now,
yeah, people within the system itself that are leaking documents. That's the other part.
Right. I mean, did you hear about the woman that's looking at almost 150 to 200 years in prison because she kept leaking docket information about indictments being handed down?
Oh no. Tell me about that. Who she leak it to? TMZ? Were they gonna be all right? They gonna be all right.
She leaked it to the streets.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So she hasn't gone to court yet, but she definitely locked up with a big bail. So be careful out there with all this leaking and geeking you all are doing. Can't wait to spread the information. And don't get me wrong, I'm from the neck of the woods where we always had somebody in that office that was willing to, hit up Tim and them and let them know, hey, y'all, it's going down. I mean, it's an old practice. But, of course, you got somebody that want to go on social media or talk amongst other folks, letting them know the kind of information they got access to. And we all know that everybody is not playing the same game. Snitching is in. It's a fashion statement at this point. You better have somebody to tell them. That's what a lot of the people is telling at this point. So I'm pretty sure somebody that was getting handed that indictment said, hey, want to know how I know I got an indictment? Let's make a deal right now, and I'll tell you who's leaking y'all information. It don't take long. I don't want to stay on this for too long. So, what we segue into at this point, my brother in arms.
Start your free trial now.
We're gonna stay on the court stuff, so we're gonna roll with what we talked about earlier today. Filthy Florida, right? Florida, this case, Florida woman.
And spreading the word.
Filthy
CBS News
Florida.
Miami's Abby Dodge is your reporter.
Not
live in
guilty
Doral with
due
that
to
part of our
insanity.
team coverage. Abby?
Right. So a mother was found not guilty by reason of insanity after kids are unalive. And the jury kind of buys into this. Evil, evil world we live in. Let me know if you can hear it. Can you hear it? Okay.
For those who need it most. CBS News Miami's Abby Dodge is live in Homestead.
Now at 6, we begin with breaking news. A South Florida mother who admitted to killing her 15-month-old daughter has been found not guilty by reason of insanity in what attorneys called a first of its kind case. The judge agreed with the defense that Precious Bland was experiencing a COVID-related psychotic killing.
And your rate stays
I'm
the
Lauren
same no
Pastrana.
matter
Thank
how
you
many
for
claims
joining
you
us.
file.
CBS News Miami's Chelsea Jones is
You
your
wanna hear
reporter
it.
from Miami Courthouse with these details. Chelsea.
A year of elite benefits.
Say again.
$2,000 value free.
I'm hearing some background noise. I'm not hearing.
Had a cry from Precious Bland when the judge ruled that she was not in her right state of mind when she drowned
Just a few
her
hours
baby
ago,
and
many
then
of them
stabbed her
packing up at
husband
this
and
hour to
eldest
get on the
daughter.
ground and straight to work.
Something else open.
Tears filled the courtroom as the mother who admitted to killing her baby daughter was found not
There we go. It must be something else playing in the background with it too. But bottom line is this, guys. In filthy Florida, that lady that you guys were just seeing, she basically unalived her 15-month-old in a tub, turned around and decided to put something sharp into her husband. And what the prosecution was arguing is that she did this because of a belief of infidelity by her spouse. Mind you, she's the mother of 6 kids, y'all. She got 6. So I don't know if it was to hurt him or whatever the case may be, but she did what she did to her youngest and turned around and did some things to him. And while pretty much the prosecution was saying, you know, we did this because of infidelity. There was a suspicion that he was stepping out on her with someone else. Defense said, no. It's because she had to wear a mask on her face during a period of time of staying home, and residual craziness from that situation is what drove her to do what she did. So she got off on residual issues from COVID, ladies and gentlemen. She said, because of COVID, that's why I did what I did. So COVID insanity, I guess, is going to be the new thing. It's crazy. Now, mind you this, they basically found her not guilty of, you know, insanity because of COVID, but did you hear about them locking her up in a mental ward? You hear about her doing any kind of time period, like we're not guilty of doing whatever. So we release this crazy person who is psychopathic because of temporary insanity due to COVID. How does that stop after this? How do we justify this? That's my question. That's the question we kind of had today when we was talking in our meeting before, you know, we put the show together. But how the hell do you justify that? How? Like, how do you reconcile that? Oh, I did this because of COVID. My sister Jim looked like she's popping in on us too. But this is insane. I mean, Cassius, what you think on this one, brother? And get in the comments too. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think
I said there's an ad playing in the background. I got like 90 million damn windows open. So because this is not usually my damn thing. So let me figure out and close out extra windows that I might have open here.
Yeah, it's cool. We don't even have to give her no more camera time. Bottom line is they should have.
Do you still hear anything in the background now? Because I just closed out the whole. Okay.
I don't hear anything at this point.
Thank you for letting us know, Joe. If you still hear something, let me know. Like, because he said he hears like an ad from something. So
Yeah, he probably heard it the same time that I did. That's
you did. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm like, I could hear it. I heard it loud and clear. But that is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Right, Joe.
Okay, it was during that video. Okay.
Yeah, just solely during the video, not now. Not now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Sick stuff, brother. Sick stuff.
Let me go.
I wish somebody would tell me. I was bullied as a teenager, so that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. And think they about to get off. Because insanity is the oldest game to play in the book. Right there. Yeah, that insanity.
But
like,
I mean, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say
I just haven't heard anybody like actually getting away with it. You know, like you usually go into some type of facility, it's just not jail, and you don't get like, you know, the X penalty, we'll call it.
Right. You don't plead insanity, get off from it, and then you hugging and kissing people and saying thank you, Jesus. Like, you don't do that. How does that work?
Yeah, still your baby, right?
Yeah, your baby is gone. You're happy?
Yeah.
It's nuts. I've had people in the hood tell me, I went in there. I knew what they was gonna do because I got drug cases, gun cases, I got all this stuff going on. And soon as the judge say guilty, I reached into my pants and got to licking my fingers. And
yikes.
You know, they look like right. But what they was doing was they was putting peanut butter in between in their pants. So, you know, to make themselves look like they totally insane, they grabbed Jiffy and shoved it somewhere just in time for them to say, hey, you know, you're guilty on this case, that case, whatever. And then you just reach into your pants and pull out a handful of peanut butter, get to eat. You say, thank you, Judge, get to eat. Good way.
Thank you, Judge. May I have another? Well, speaking of may I have another, we got we got somebody that's maybe came back from out of town and joining.
That's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. We're going 2 in a row. In 1987. Right, Joe. Right.
So that's why I did this crime. All right. Well, in the middle of that, you know, she got away with it bigly, and we got somebody else who they trying to, you know, pull back into the jail in this one. So they trying to put double dip on the chip. The DOJ and the great grandfather trying to drag his ass back in, to give him life. So the DOJ just dragged the great grandfather back to prison. Same man, same system, second helping. Amazing. Right. So yeah, the older man, prior conviction, technical or bureaucratic move that sends him back inside. So let me go ahead and pull this up, and we'll see whenever Jim Jones, she's in the background. I know Joe can't wait to see her feet, and we about to do it. Hit play.
Father released from prison may be forced to go back, and not because he committed a new crime.
Can you hear it?
Because the federal prosecutors insist that he was released too soon. Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel explains why the family now is pleading for justice.
For the first time in decades, Tony Bailey is in the driver's seat.
I love driving. Always drive.
He's worked as an Indigo bus driver for more than a year now, turning his life around and heading in a very different direction after spending a long time in prison.
27 years. I know I made a mistake, but the good thing about it, I learned from my mistake.
That
Thank you,
mistake
Joe.
back in 1997 included robbing a bank and 2 carjackings. Police eventually caught up to Tony and his 2 accomplices after they ditched their getaway car near that cornfield in Pendleton, broke into a nearby home to hide, and according to court documents, held a family at gunpoint. Because the crime involved a gun and because Tony had other previous criminal convictions, federal rules at that time mandated a long sentence.
A couple of days after contemplating adding it up, and I'm like, whoa, man, that's 61 years.
Hold up. No, I just got 700 months. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no thing. Hold up. 700.
His bunkie whipped out a calculator on his ass. Like, you got, say that one more time. 700 what? Months? He said, check this out. He was like, oh, shit.
700 months is crazy. Hey, y'all, it's me, Jim Jones, fresh off the plane. Yeah, 700 months is crazy. Y'all see his plane hair. Like, been traveling like all day, y'all. 700 months is crazy.
700 months.
But he out, though.
But check the charges, though.
Right. Indiana,
check
though.
the charges, though. Indiana wasn't.
No surprise there. Shout out to Indianapolis folks.
Shit, I mean, when he went
They
and
know what it is.
did that bid that he did that crime, he could only go to 2 places in Indiana that they got black people. Is Gary and is Indianapolis. So what was they gonna get away to? They got
Gary,
2 roads.
they don't care. They're like, we don't care.
You got to get there first.
What do you think of that sentence that you were originally sentenced to?
I think it was unjust.
And a federal judge agreed. 2 years ago, here at the federal courthouse in Indianapolis, Judge Richard Young found the 61-year prison sentence was unusually long. Finding that Tony is no longer a risk to society, he granted
what?
His
He
request
granted
for a
what?
sentence
There we go.
reduction,
I'm right.
ordering Tony be released immediately from federal prison.
This is the day I came home, July the 10th, 2024.
Okay, there we go. We good now.
It was a wonderful day. It was a beautiful day to have that feeling to be able to be back in society and have a second chance to do it, get it right.
Tony's second chance includes not just getting a full-time job.
Want me to push you?
Yeah, push first too.
All right.
But also reconnecting with his family and spending time with his 13 grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
Being able to just hold them, take them to the park, take them good ice cream. That
man.
First of all, I also would like to say that black don't crack on this one. But for him to had done hard time, it don't look like he had a hard life. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. He look all right for, no homo pause and all that. But you know what I'm saying? He look all right to be having to eat that commissary and all that and get out.
Right, though.
it means a lot. It means the world. So.
But this new world for Tony, it could be ending soon. The U.S. Attorney's Office appealed Tony's sentence reduction, claiming the Sentencing Commission and judges exceeded their authority by drastically shortening sentences for previously convicted inmates. And just this month, the U.S. Attorney's Office sent Tony's lawyers this email, confirming plans to request a reversal of his release from prison, a reversal that could require Tony to serve out the rest of his 61-year sentence behind bars.
There's no legitimate purpose to be served by sending Anthony Bailey back to federal prison.
John Gleason is a former federal prosecutor who also served 22 years as a federal judge. He now serves as one of Tony's attorneys. And he says the government's attempt to send Tony back to prison is inhumane.
He served 27 years. If he were sentenced today, he would be sentenced to less time than that. Average federal sentence for murder last year was 24 years. They now want him to return to prison for another quarter century and essentially go back to prison for the rest of his life. They don't have to do that. They have the discretion not to do it. And we've requested that of the prosecutors in Indianapolis, but they've denied it.
13 News reached out to the U.S. Attorney's Office for an explanation.
Surprise, surprise.
We were told the
That's all. Surprise, surprise. We're not gonna do that.
No, Indiana's one of my least favorite states for a plethora of reasons. But yeah, in this case, he already got out. He already got a job. Like he old as shit already. In he's a great granddad. He might look like he not old as shit, but he's a great grandfather. So they already couldn't stop him from procreating by being in this early state. But
got to it.
Exactly. But the reason for their sentence reductions in the first place is because they were overly aggressive. And it contrasts with white collar offenders anyway, and politicians who walk away with much more in these federal cases. So it's really bullshit. You're going to talk about public safety versus punishment for punishment's sake. And it's really because it's those types of crimes. Like we'll even talk about the Tweed rug offenses that were, disproportionately done, giving people, time on time for, for different things like racks and rugs, and you getting 200 years or whatever. But if you got caught with a we'll say a granulated version of that, it would be way, way less. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. Effectively trying to kill people. Real people, I guess.
Bury them alive.
There we go.
Office will not comment and provides official positions only through filings made in court. Those filings state Tony engaged in a heinous crime that left permanent scars on his victims, and the government claims cutting his sentence in half would result in confusion.
It's wrong. It's wrong.
Tony's family disagrees.
He's a good man. He's done so well since he's been out.
To see him out and thriving is an inspiration, and we need to be inspired. And I think the thought of them sending him back would put so much doubt in our minds and our hearts about what justice is all about.
Do you think justice has already been served?
Yes, I think I paid my debts to society. The 27 years that I spent incarcerated, I really put work in to change my life. But how many years does a man need to pay?
That's a long time.
A few years
27
ago,
years.
Congress revised.
That's a long time, y'all. 27 years. He granddad. That means, like, let's put that in context real quick. That man's debt to society was that he missed his kids' entire childhood. Their entire childhood. They don't know that man. No. His kids don't know him. They don't know him. So, I mean, that's gone. His best bet is to be a granddad, like y'all said, and he's just trying to be able to get whatever that looked like. Because what's the average age for a man? I think it's like 70s, late early 80s, something like that. How old is that man?
So man is 50s.
No, I think it was 61.
Hey, you got because it's 27 years his kid. Yeah, so like I miss what he even went to jail for at this point. But y'all let him out. So I mean, you gonna just go put him back in?
They let other people out for worse. Right.
Let him out.
He didn't murder anybody.
So that's my take on that. You already let him out. He already, what is it called? Process? My G process. Let him go. He done. He done.
Right.
Let's see what we got on this list. Trying to figure out where are we at on this one.
I'm skipping talking about SpaceX because that's done
Oh,
to
I don't
disaster.
even know where you. I don't even know where you at. I'm just trying to help. I can't even help. I'm just pulled
Then
up.
spectate then.
I'm trying to help. I'm here. Help. It's like when you come to the cookout. I'm gonna tell you right now. Y'all like, hey Jim, we have a food girl. Pull up. I ain't bringing nothing. If I ain't signed up for that, don't expect some master cornbread, cheesecake, something like. Well, I know no. I said I was just pulled. I didn't say I was bringing something.
Speaking of eating good, let's get over into talking about.
We just talk about it, but
that good old GT.
We gotta talk about SpaceX. Yeah. We can say that for another day.
We're talking about riverboat gambling, making our own beef jerky. He talking about all man shit, Duck Dynasty shit. That's what we talking about.
Gambling.
I'm proud to say it's all
boat
about
gambling.
GTA.
Boat.
Want to get into that? Got to get into
GTA.
That. Oh yeah. Man, did you hear? I got some news you can use. Okay.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you right now. I've been under a rock.
Let me bring you up to speed. Let me remove the rock. Let me not hurt my back. Joe, help me remove the rock while we talk about the $2 billion project that grossed $3 billion in 24 hours. Crazy. I'm like, where's my sound effects? Where are they? Now, I'm not a gamer. Haven't been a gamer, but I will say this. We played Grand Theft Auto 5, I felt like, for 30 years. It felt like it was taking forever for this game to ever emerge. But they announced that I think they announced probably, I want to say, late May, early June, that they were actually going to go on pre-sales, and then they were going to announce when this was dropping. So when they officially announced this was going to be dropping November 19th, the internet, the gamers, everyone went completely apeshit. It was the best thing to ever happen to the gaming community. All right. So GTA 6, which unfortunately a lot of people waited for this. It's been 17 years since this game, the conversation even came in. Yes, sir. 100 pre-order, baby. I bought 100 shares of Take-Two Studios. I'm not a financial.
I'm shorting that because these pre-orders. Because people ain't got the money. They'll be lying.
So, as we know,
get that money back.
As we know, we got two different versions of this. So you could have pre-ordered the regular schmegular for the $79.99, or you could have went for the optimum version for the $100. Now, bad news for my peoples out there with your PlayStation 4s and your Xbox Ones. Got to get a better system, kid.
So it's planned obsolescence. Obsolescence. It's what they got going on there. Yep.
Yes.
So GTA 6 pre-orders selling out from $80 to $100 a pop, but the consoles they run on are having their worst May in decades. So make that make sense, right? Because GTA 6 pre-sales, they sold out in one wave real fast. Like you said, $79.99 for the standard. $99.99 for the ultimate, right? So the ultimate perks, what they include? The digital flex. So you pay that extra $20 for some exclusive cars, weapons, outfits, and extra story content. I ain't gonna lie, I do that sometimes. I think I did that with what was that? Left 4 Dead. And the other one I play with my sister all the time. What's that damn shit?
It's like a zombie game.
It's like cartoonish. It looks like
Borderlands. Borderlands.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Borderlands.
Oh yeah. They got a movie. That movie was good.
Yeah. So yeah, it was Borderlands. My sister loves that damn
I
game.
may or may not be a gamer.
We play online. What are you talking about? We
They
all
don't
play
know
online
that.
together.
We don't know that.
All right, whatever. But yeah. So at the same time, the PlayStation and Xbox hardware sales, they keep sagging, and I'm talking about this is like multi-decade lows. So the new normal is going to be fewer boxes, more whales, and then more microtransactions that are happening within these consoles. So I had an article but console sales are going from going to, was it $4.99 up to, I gotta find it now. See that I'm not usually ready for this kind of stuff.
I just know
What fault
this.
is that?
So I gotta put this out there. So of course, this in my household, we're not big gamers, but whenever a Grand Theft Auto drops, we definitely make sure we are part of that situation, right? Father's Day just passed, so it was a conversation about what to get daddy. I'm daddy, right? So they were like,
nice to meet you.
I'm your
like,
daddy.
wow, no.
So
wow.
So with that being said, they were like, well, let's get dad a game. And they went and looked and they was like, oh hell no, let's get dad a t-shirt. So I got a Dare t-shirt.
That's crazy.
It was like $80. Let him get Brute. You know what I'm saying? Give him some Brute.
Yeah, they get a Dare t-shirt and let's get them some candy. Because we ain't spending no $1,000 on no damn gaming console. And I would have definitely shot that down. You're not doing that. That is something I would have to do, on my own. No, I love what my daughter said. Well, you the one with the most money sitting here.
She counting that paper. She said, how I'm gonna buy some I'm gonna borrow from you? Daddy, I need $300.
Wow, you hit her with the Hillary. So so Paul Tassi here is the senior contributor from Forbes on it. Says the Xbox sales are its lowest ever this month, and the PlayStation sales are the lowest ever since 2000.
Drop them prices on them consoles then, bro.
Oh no, they went up. That's how that goes. He said our sales are down. Increase the price. Increase the price by $150 or $100. That was just announced on the Xbox side. And yeah, so what? It went up to $502 from $500. That's probably for the standard version. So if you get any kind of storage on this bad boy, yep, over $1,000.
Right. They said, wait a minute, sales is down. Release the murder.
Charge them double.
What?
Sales is down, revenue is up.
Right.
That's insane.
Right.
No, it's just showing you where people at these days. It's like people are detached from reality when the object is to sell consoles. It just reminds me of Jeep Wrangler, right? People bought Jeeps because they were dependable, cheap, and ready to go. What they decide to do, Wagoneer. That's what they decided on. Wagoneer. And what happened with the Wagoneer?
They sit on them lots, baby, because they cost $100,000. Boy, I used to have a Jeep.
For a Jeep with an extended ass on it, right? It's an extra ass on the Jeep.
Crazy.
They actually nice though. I had one for a month, y'all. It was great. I wasn't paying that note though. I wasn't about to go buy. I wasn't buying. I gladly the insurance got it for me. I drove it. I wasn't about to go. Had a friend of mine got one.
A European vehicle, right? So would you get that over your European vehicle? I'm not trying to shout any other brands out or whatever, but
not at that pricing point. Not at that pricing point. The truck is very nice, but not at that pricing point because the inside looked way better than the outside.
Peanut butter jelly time.
Yeah, it's just like you said, it's a Jeep with more ass. But digitally, the big screen and all, it was great to drive. It was nice to look at.
She over here walking around and shit. Right? Sound like in a kitchen or something. Over here opening, sound like a wine bottle. You getting drunk over there? Oh, what?
She said jet lag ain't gonna. She said jet lag ain't lagging me. Damn it, I'm about to pull up.
I am. I'm getting my drink right now, yo. I'm sorry, you don't hear the whole thing.
Wow.
Right. You remind me of my Jeep. The prices I'm raising, something like my truck.
No, but you know that's just ridiculous, right? So the game isn't just Grand Theft Auto; it's Grand Theft Wallet to me. You're paying more or less for plastic and more pixels. Say, easy. I gotta pull this one up. I dated a girl built like a renegade.
Look, listen, hey Joe, I bet you she can swim fast. I bet that back was strong, boy.
Yeah, he's talking about that back. Said that renegade.
Big box at the top. That big back, boy.
Yeah, I mean, I may have have had my time.
Nah, don't lie. All y'all didn't mess with my big back. Stop playing. Y'all ain't got a front.
Big back to big booty is two different things.
It is
one
oh, he said extended rear. I missed that part. My bad, y'all.
You think that he would go and say that I messed with somebody that was SpongeBob SquarePants in the back? It was amazing.
Look, she giving up that. Never mind.
No,
I don't care. Built like she should play for the Raiders. Hell no.
Right. Say she ring the doorbell. It's like ding dong. You like red 16. Red 16.
Whatever. She like I still hit though.
Wow. Yeah,
that's what dudes say all the time.
Yeah, because we can say that.
Look, this is a new age, man. Look, the chicks are saying that now too. They be like, I still hit though. You ain't hear them talking like that?
Yeah, but that it's still it makes no logical sense why a woman would
hold
say
on.
that.
We're gonna take a quick little skirt.
Yeah, you are
so look, though,
derailing the shit out of us, and that's fine. Go ahead.
Look though, hear me out. If I looked terrible, there wouldn't nobody ever date me. If I do your thing, I win. That's what's meant by that. This is what y'all get fresh off the plane, okay?
Make sure you switch over to your studio mic. It sounds like you using a computer mic, maybe.
No, I'm on the mic. I was on my headphones earlier, but would you like me to go back to my headphones? And y'all can donate down at the bottom in the cash app, like me get another color pair.
Wow.
We was turning up on the plane.
Showing feet pics. Yeah.
Let me go ahead and get my Carisha on. Where am I scamming?
Exactly. Were you on a first class flight? Did you get complimentary?
Maybe I did.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe
rare form.
Now, y'all listen. Maybe I got flued out. Y'all don't know when I be home.
No, we said that you was on a work trip.
I was. So on a work trip. If only y'all knew where I went to, you would know that I need this drink. Okay, there's a couple states that you know I need this drink. Okay. Yeah. Everybody, I'm gonna give y'all a hint. Half the people I saw, I don't know how they do their job effectively and how they got the job.
Alabama.
I don't know if they can read, write, do arithmetic, or comprehend the things that they received.
Mississippi. Right.
Y'all ain't gonna get me fired. I ain't confirming nothing. Y'all ain't gonna get me fired.
And why you giving us some guesses?
Right.
Y'all about to lose fan. I'm good. I ain't named nobody.
Hey, I was waiting on her to say, "Bitch, you guessed it." You was right.
You have actually not guessed it, but I'm be quiet now.
I know, but I just said I was waiting on you to say that. Arkansas.
First of all,
Oklahoma though, for real.
If it was, they over there like, what business is that that's in there? I ain't saying nothing else. Y'all trying to get me caught up.
That's what.
Florida.
I'll try to get sis fired. The keyboard terrorist is gonna be on the prowl. Where does Jim Jones work? If we're talking about people who got, anyways, going back to what we were talking about. Grand Theft Auto. They did. Wait, did it come out? Did it come out on Father's Day?
No.
It's not out yet. This is the pre-order.
So that's why I couldn't find anything on the back. Okay, so they did y'all dirty.
They don't drop to November 19th.
But they
they trying to get y'all
they need
for
the money.
Christmas. They trying to get y'all for Christmas.
They spent $2 billion making the game. So,
why would you do that? Who?
That's Joe's guess right there.
I like
because
DC.
He says state.
I really like watching DC though. No. I really like DC. DC, it wasn't DC, but I love DC. DC is cool. City. I would live in DC. I like DC.
Yeah. It's like a fake warm place. Like it fakes like it's warm, and then like it get cold as shit, and then they got the nerve to have cherry blossoms around like it's Japan. No. Don't do that. I like my cherry blossoms where they belong. On a woman's body.
Okay, so Grand Theft Auto, we can go to the next segment, but look, Grand Theft Auto, ladies, what they did was they gave us a warm-up, right? They said Father's Day is gone. We ain't even gonna let them pre-order till that's gone. So you got some months to save up for your baby father, your boyfriend who ain't got no kids, who's taking care of your kids, and the man that you ain't got yet, but you know you're gonna get one because the time of year is coming. Go ahead, hit that pre-order, sis. They need it. They spent $2 billion. What was it? $2 billion?
$2 billion. They made $3 billion in 24 hours.
And if you do, you already know what you're about to get for Christmas, baby. And that present gonna be great. Message.
All right.
Next thing. What you got? What's the segue? What's the next thing? So I can get you a segue. Apple's big price hike. Speaking of big things, Apple's got a big price hike. You like that? I'm ready.
Oh,
first class.
All right, so the memory price hikes have finally hit Apple, and they have.
That's my boy right here.
So already on Apple.com, the MacBook Neo goes from
That's my boy right here.
His voice.
You know what? But his reviews.
I was not ready.
If you want to know about, if you want to know about Tesla, he's your dude. Like Tesla, I think he test drove the Cybertruck and stuff too. What's his Marquise Brownlee? That's what it is. I can barely see it, y'all. But check his page out. He's got some good reviews and stuff that you probably ain't never gonna buy or drive or do. Let him do it for you for free. Anyways, shout out to him.
All right, so the memory price hikes have finally hit Apple, and they have really hit. So already on Apple.com, the MacBook Neo goes from $599 to $699. The MacBook Air goes from $1,099 starting to $1,299. MacBook Pros go from $1,700 to $2,000. And then the Mac Studio gets the biggest jump I've seen of all this stuff. It goes from $2,000 starting $2,500.
$2,000?
25% price increase. The iPad Airs have gone from $599 to $749. The iPad Pro goes from...
No, we can stop now. Who the hell is buying this? Wait a minute, not too long ago, we was talking about this lady talking about she had to buy a potato and live off a potato for a day. And y'all got the audacity to come on Al Gore's internet talking about, I'm going to spend $2,500 on a computer. That's like the last computer I had that I paid $1,000 for. It's crazy. Y'all grandmas is starving. Like, what the hell is going on in the world? She need to pull herself up by her bootstraps while you in there buying a $2,500 damn computer you got that's in the same thing. It's the same damn computer. They're the same computer. It's the same. $2,500 for a computer that ain't gonna write itself is crazy. I don't care what nobody say. He ain't named a feature that's justified $2,500. Does AI wake you up and say, hey, baby, I know you got a prompt for me? Like, he ain't said none of that. You need breakfast? I feel like that smart house is some shit that you pay. Like, y'all waking up to pancakes. We getting in that kind of category of money. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, y'all. That's a lot of money when you can go on the internet, go on any online. You can get a refurbished or a slightly used laptop for $100. 100. If you just need a laptop, don't let people play you and say, "Oh, I can't afford technology." No, you can't afford that, and that's okay. That's okay. That's for them people who got them islands. You know what I'm saying? Them people moving weight. That's weight plus people weight and whatever. Allegedly, that's for them. Okay. But if you buy potatoes to eat, baby, go on the internet and get your refurbished, slightly used computer. They $100. You can find a nice little Chromebook for $100. Shout out to Google.
Why Joe
Please.
say he sound like
I put that up already. I'm like
a Marquis with
two E's.
but that's a
two
Marquez. Like that ain't how you pronounce my baby's name. It's Marquezier. All right, that's how you say it. It's Marqueziers.
Oh man!
How do y'all get my
Marquezier
baby's
is
name
crazy.
wrong? Marquezier.
The same way you did, baby. You probably didn't even spell it right for the pronunciation of it. Y'all be getting mad. That's not how you say their name. Then spell it the way it sounds. Or something like, what's going on here? You get mad. Never mind. All I gotta say on that is that
it sound how it make me feel when I say it.
Nah. So the moral of the story on this, the moral of the story is the moral of the story is it's really rough out here with the economy. I know we ain't really touched on the economy, inflation, and all that stuff. Listen, I don't care what nobody's saying. It's still high. Gas is still high. If you go get gas, baby, until they bring it down to under $2 a gallon, I consider gas high. Can I get amen? I ain't seen $2 gallon gas prices I started driving, honestly. Like maybe way back then, something like that. But they not gonna sell me that it's not that bad. If you can't get gas close to $2, it's high. Because that means everything to get from A to B costs more. If I'm gonna talk to whoever run it, if you can get gas down to $2 a gallon, you can probably fix inflation. I'm just saying.
That's real.
Why don't we focus on that? Try to get as close to $2 as possible as the average. And I promise you bring down inflation. Jim Jones, 2028.
You don't got my vote until I see.
Why not? Why not? Y'all let anybody in office. I just promise you some stuff I ain't gonna do. Never mind. Ooh, let me stop.
Ooh. First class Jim is on one. I love it. That's first class Jim.
Listen, it is the end of, we have now went into Cancer season. So us Geminis are dancing into Cancer season. We are celebrating the end of Gemini season.
Gotcha.
Because it never ends, baby. Never
Speaking
ends.
of endings.
Right, because we getting close to the end.
Well, I don't know what's next, so you're gonna have to tell me. I'm here.
We done. I was gonna, shout out some prayers to Lionel Richie. You know what I'm saying?
Lionel Richie died?
No.
You said prayers.
Why can't you pray? They just automatically
get better.
That's what everybody. That's what everybody. I didn't know he was sick. What's wrong with Lionel?
No.
Y'all getting a real reaction. I legitimately did that. So wait, he was performing?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go get the damn thing. And
yeah, go get it, man. You can't be doing me like that.
I wasn't trying to do.
You sure we can't talk about it after this?
What? Somebody talk about, hey man, shout out thoughts and prayers. You be like, dang.
We gonna talk about
like
it.
That. You would say we're giving good health. You don't say like thoughts and prayers. Like, come on.
I didn't say thoughts and prayers. I said shoot some prayers over.
Shoot some prayers over. We didn't finish the statement.
I didn't. I didn't even get a chance to get it. She said, "Oh shit, Lionel Richie died."
This nigga dead, y'all. She started singing. I'm like, wait a minute.
But ain't that how our folks do though? You know what I'm saying? You said,
She started singing that.
Charles got into a car accident. Oh Lord.
Oh shit.
Lord,
This nigga dead, y'all.
No.
Hey, Jim, you know that
Not
song.
my Charles. Charles in charge of our days and our nights.
Hey, Cassius Pato, he don't have the gram and all that. He don't know the song, the viral song, the viral.
Which one?
Oh shit, this dead, y'all. You ain't never heard that song?
No, I ain't heard that one. Listen, I'm like,
Yeah, that was funny as shit. I ain't gonna
How did praying for Lionel Richie get funny? Why is this comical?
This ain't even cool. Yeah, this ain't cool.
This is not cool.
You're actually laughing at me. Listen, y'all, I honestly did not know anything. Like I thought it when I saw the notes. Look how they play me. When I saw the notes, I thought Lionel Richie was coming out with a new album or promoting someone. I didn't know it was this. That's why I was like, I just got
in the notes. It says Lionel Richie hospitalized.
All I saw was Lionel Richie.
Then your ass is
no,
skimming.
it doesn't. It says
Here,
Lionel
Douglas.
Richie. It says Lionel Richie. That's all it's saying there. That's all it says.
Okay. I see a different level of show
I
notes.
screenshot.
You don't got to
it for you.
screenshot a damn thing. I'm the one who made the show note.
I know. We know.
Whatever.
Prayers to Lionel Richie, y'all. That's
Please.
it.
Richie!
Oh,
All right, let me stop.
Richie!
Oh, they got him on camera?
What was happening here was not quite clear, but during his performance in St. Paul, Minnesota last night,
Shit,
Lionel Richie
everybody
had to take
doing
a
the
seat
Bobby
during
Brown,
dancing
like,
on the
fuck
ceiling.
it, like-
And while the 77-year-old initially only gave himself an 8-second break before he's back on
8 seconds ain't bad.
lasted about 20 more seconds before he said,
You say I'm gonna sit down.
yeah, so Lionel seems to be signaling that he's feeling dizzy or unstable on his feet. That was song number 9 on the set list, so he had been going for a bit.
Now, what I have learned
I need to chill.
in the business, when you are feeling busy, sit your ass down. And when you are feeling strange about yourself, sit your ass down.
I know that's right.
Now, I want you to know that's the first time in the history of Dance on the Ceiling I've done it sitting down. That's a bad sign.
Yeah, he sounds like Richard Pryor right now. Like,
But Lionel kept going. And the next song on the playlist was 3 Times Lady, which he performed while playing the piano, so he was seated for that performance already.
And now that we've come to the end of the rainbow.
After that song, Lionel abruptly left the stage, and the audience was left wondering what was going on until the
He
saxophone
said no
player just
refunds.
pressed.
That's what he said. He said I'm getting all this money.
You won't be able to continue with the show.
look, I'm gonna keep it real. If he gave him 10 songs, he gave him an album worth.
Yes, he did. He
Yeah.
did more than Lauren Hill was gonna do for you.
Shit. You can't expect him to do that all night long. That's just one song. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He was Hasta Luego.
All night long. All night long. Prayers to that man. Prayers to his family.
Yes. In good health. Good health.
In good health.
Over here doing that shit. Oh Lord. No, we ain't
Prayers,
gonna do that.
prayers to his daughter.
Richie!
We love her daddy.
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, I'm glad Lionel Richie is okay. He is able to move and stuff. So I'm sorry, I didn't know that was gonna be the story.
All good.
Okay.
Speaking of ending stories,
Thanks.
That was the end of the story. Yeah, that's it. Shit.
that's pretty much it, y'all. Thank you for this flight. Go ahead, Jen.
Thank y'all for joining us for another Our Daily Drip Show. If you have not hit that like button, make sure you do that. If you're not subscribed, you might as well go ahead and do that as well. We're here every Friday night, about 11:30 p.m. on that EST. We expect to see you here. Drop some drip in the comments. As always, we're happy to see you. Part of the Odd Squad. Check the socials below. I am your co-host who popped in. I shouldn't even be doing this. I'm fresh off the flight. Jim Jones. Along with me is these two dudes who this is their thing, and I'm gonna get up out of here.
She said the takeover, the break's over, nigga. She can't.
Wow. Yeah. And where Joe at? Because yeah, there you go.
And my man Joe, he's here. Said he's being single, seeing double, and sleeping triple. Way to go, Joe. That's my dog. Right. I am your favorite co-host, Plain Dane. And we did our thing tonight, man. Shout out to Cassius Pay for organizing the show. Of course, I was like, hey, you know what? I could do this. He said, you do enough? I got this. And he had us, man. He held us down.
I don't know, man. This boy.
So new respect for Jim Jones. Her job is very difficult. She stays upbeat and keep up the upkeep on our show notes, and she runs through it and keeps it fluid. But thank you all for joining us. Another Friday flight. See you guys next week. Same time, same station. 11:30-ish. Peace.
Feel the groove, feel the vibe deep inside. Baseline humming, hearts align. Time stands still, it's her design. Drop our daily flow. Say it loud. Jam and Dane, you already know. Drip, drop, watch the city glow. Let's take it slow. Mm-hmm.